All right, well, good morning, 7th grade. I'll give your substitute teacher a little bit of time to get things figured out with volume, and hopefully you're not experiencing too much lag here. The Wi-Fi where I'm at is considerably bad, so if the images are poor, or if you can't hear me well, it just will be what it'll be. I hope that you have started your morning off well, and that your substitute teacher has taken attendance and has taken lunch orders and said with you your pledges and has prayed. But if not, you can stop this recording and maybe help her out at any time. I also expect, of course, you to be well behaved for your substitute teacher. Maybe you didn't hear this, but if a substitute gives you demerits, you get double the value of those demerits. So I think that's pretty appropriate. As you can see here, I'm in my hotel in sunny Maryland, where it is just as hot as it is in Florida. So it was 90 degrees today, and we made it safely, and we've had a good time with my family. The funeral is tomorrow. Thank you for your prayers for us. And I hope that I can be back on Wednesday, which if you take a look at the board right now, I've updated it. On Wednesday, we have our very first science test. And this science test, of course, is going to be a hard one. 50 questions, and it's going to have essays. Some of the essays I've already told you already, like the essay on symmetry. And it's going to have lots of multiple choice and short answer, true, false, matching, just about anything. And the test is going to be a good test, pun intended, of your knowledge of what you know and what you can do in life science. Now, as you can see, I have my PowerPoint uploaded on my screen. I'm going to minimize myself here, if it lets me, which it might not. Oh, there it goes. And if you are missing any of these notes, I know that a lot of you have been out for a very long time. If you're missing any of these notes, I would encourage you to go and to get these notes from a friend so that you can take this test as soon as you can. Because if you don't take the test as soon as you can, you're going to encounter some problems. Okay? What we left off with yesterday, well, actually it wasn't yesterday, oh boy, my timetable's all messed up. What we left off with on Friday, Wednesday, because Friday was a retreat, was scientific reasoning. And we talked a little bit about logic being the study of reasoning. We talked about two different types of reasoning. That was deductive and inductive reasoning. And I just wanted to go over those one more time just so that you were clear about what they were. Deductive starts with something that is general and goes to a specific response. And so start off with any general idea. And usually those general ideas begin with the words all. For instance, all mammals have hair. That's a true statement. And then it goes to something specific, so you narrow it down. And you say, well, humans are mammals, therefore humans have hair. Or whales are mammals, therefore whales have hair as well. And they do, because they are mammals, even though they are sea-dwelling mammals. Inductive works kind of the opposite way. It observes specific things and then makes general conclusions. So it'll say, dogs are mammals and dogs have hair. Cats have hair. We have hair. Whales have hair. Elephants have hair. And then goes to a general conclusion. Well, it looks like all mammals have hair. And it turns out when we look at all the mammals, they do have hair in some way, shape, or form. Some of us have more hair than others. And Those are the two types of reasoning. And you have a model, and you have your section questions, section review 1.6, page 32, numbers 1 through 3. If you have those completed, you can pass those to the left. I will grade them personally, and your teacher can collect them at this time. So if you'd like to pause the video, you certainly can to go collect those papers. What I didn't show you is that I have a little bit of I guess I wouldn't call it a meme, but it is a very scared looking mammal here. It's over. It's finished. Hallelujah. So, your test day is on Wednesday. Now, I would encourage you to take out your activity books. Your activity books looks like this. Mine, of course, has all the answers on them. And turn to page 3. On page 3 is activity 1B over chapter 1, scientific investigation. Use the clues to complete the puzzle. So, it has 21 questions, and these questions will actually be on a quiz that I will give you tomorrow. For the substitute, that quiz is on the desk that is placed against the farthest wall from the door, and it has somewhere between 8 and 10 questions. I think it's actually 10, and all of the questions will be over the crossword puzzle on activity 1B. So you're going to want to memorize those terms. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Mr. R, that's a lot of terms. Well, these are all things that we talked about, and all things you will need to know for your test on Wednesday. In fact, some of these questions that I have right here are actually questions that will reappear on your test on Wednesday. I would encourage you, as we go over these, to write these in so that you can get credit for them as an activity grade, but also that you would think of the answer for yourself before we write them down. Of course, I can't call on you on video. I wish I could, to give me the answer. So I have no way of knowing if you actually know these or not. But I will give you the answers and tell you how to spell them if it is a difficult word. Let's start with question number 1. The term for anything that provides a partial representation of something else. That is a model. A model, M-O-D-E-L. Model. Question number 5. The classification level that follows kingdom. And if you remember, it is kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. And that is going to be a blank section on your test. You're going to have to write those in. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Why don't you say it? Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So right after kingdom is phylum, P-H-Y-L-U-M. Phylum. P-H-Y-L-U-M. Number 8. Reasoning from specific evidence to a general conclusion. We just talked about that. That is inductive reasoning. I-N-D-U-C-T-I-V-E. Inductive reasoning. R-E-A-S-O-N-I-N-G. Reasoning. Number 10. A sensible explanation about the objects and events in nature. Number 10 is found right in the middle there, and that is hypothesis. H-Y-P-O-T-H-E-S-I-S. Hypothesis. Number 11. Plant life. the general name for plant life, that would be flora. F-L-O-R-A. Flora. Number 13. The place where an organism lives. Number 13 is habitat. Habitat. H-A-B-I-T-A-T. Habitat. Number 14. An inactive state that helps the organism store energy. Number 14 is dormant. D-O-R-M-A-N-T. Dormant. Number 16. The study of living things. Number 16 is, if I can find it, biology. B-I-O-L-O-G-Y. Biology. Number 18, the father of taxonomy. That's a hard one. The father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. That is spelled C-A-R-O-L-U-S. Carolus Linnaeus. L-I-N-N-A-E-U-S. Let me say that one more time. L-I-N-N-A-E-U-S. Linnaeus. Number 20. The area between the highest and lowest points that a tide reaches. Number 20 is intertidal zone. I-N-T-E-R-T-I-D-A-L. Intertidal zone. Z-O-N-E. Lastly, number 21. On the across side, the smallest unit of all living things is the cell. C-E-L-L. Now to go down. The study of reasoning, we just learned that in chapter 1.6. That is called logic. L-O-G-I-C. Number 3. Conditions that are observed to determine the results of an experiment. Number 3 is dependent variable. D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Dependent variable. V-A-R-I-A-B-L-E-S. Variables. Number 4, a hot spring on the ocean floor is a hydrothermal vent. H-Y-D-R-O-T-H-E-R-M-A-L. Hydrothermal vent. V-E-N-T. Vent. Question number 6, classification level that is the first part of an organism's scientific name. Question number 6 is genus. G-E-N-U-S. Genus. G-E-N-U-S. Remember, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, and then the scientific name is made of the genus and the species, such as our scientific name, Homo sapien. Number 7. introduced the scientific method. You can find that all the way to the left. That was Sir Francis Bacon, S-I-R for Sir. Francis is spelled F-R-A-N-C-I-S. Francis. Last name Bacon, B-A-C-O-N. Number 9. Small toe on the hind leg that does not normally reach the ground. Although we did not talk about this, and this will not appear on your test. Let's see. I don't even see number 9. There it is. Number 9. Dew claw. D-E-W-C-L-A-W. It's on the left side. Dew claw. D-E-W-C-L-A-W. Number 12 has to do with symmetry. Unable to be cut into equal halves. Number 12 is asymmetrical. You can find that in the middle. Asymmetrical. A-S-Y-M-M-E-T-R-I-C-A-L. Asymmetrical. Let me say that one more time, just in case. A-S-Y-M-M-E-T-R-I-C-A-L. Asymmetrical. Number 15, a way of explaining an object or event by using sets of facts. Number 15, all the way on the right, is a theory. T-H-E-O-R-Y. Theory. Number 17, a conclusion based on reasoning from evidence is inference. I-N-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. You see that word infer there. That's a good vocabulary word for you. Infer. Making up the word inference. Number 19, classification level between class and family. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So that would be order, O-R-D-E-R. Please turn with me to page 4, to the Think About It section. And we have a couple of things to think about. Let me read number 1 for you. James wants to know if his indoor plants grow better in the sunlight or in the shade. After observing how his plants grow normally, he states that he thinks they will grow better in the sunlight. What has James stated? Is it a hypothesis, theory, experiment, or observation? Whenever you see the words he thinks, or he believes, or he reasons, that is an evidence that he has not yet done the experiment. So it's before the experiment, but after he observed something. And our steps to the scientific method are observe, hypothesize, experiment. So James is making letter A a hypothesis. That is the answer. Letter A, hypothesis. Number 2. A scientist is studying how climate affects the lives of lemurs, a type of monkey that lives on the island of Madagascar. What branch of biology does this scientist specialize in? And you have the choices anatomy, zoology, ecology, botany. Now I know what some of you are thinking immediately, and it's a good thought. You're thinking, well, he's studying lemurs. Lemurs are animals, so he's studying zoology. But before we put zoology, let's think of what he's actually doing, this scientist. He is studying how climate affects lemurs. He's not studying the lemurs necessarily, he's studying how the climate affects them. And so he's studying how the outside world affects what lemurs do. That, in fact, is letter C, ecology. You can circle ecology as your answer. Ecology studies ecosystems and how they affect the animals around them. Number 3. The blue whale is known for being the largest animal on Earth and can reach up to 33 meters in length. The blue whale's name is Balaenoptera musculus. What is its species name? So, the scientific name is Balaenoptera musculus. That's its genus and its species. So when it asks what's its species, you're looking at its last word. And that is musculus. Letter C is the answer, musculus. Number 4. After reading the statements, a flamingo is a bird. All birds have wings. Ava determined that a flamingo must have wings. What type of reasoning did Ava use? So she started with something general, an idea. All birds have wings. And then she went to something specific. Flamingos have to have wings. She used letter B, deductive reasoning. Deductive begins with something very general and then goes to something very specific. Letter C. Ethan is raising crickets and wants them to grow as large as possible. He decides to use the scientific method to solve this problem. What's the next step he should perform? So, does he do an experiment? Does he form a hypothesis? Does he gather information? Or does he choose a variable? I would argue, as your book does, that letter C is a correct answer. He needs to first gather information. Ethan does not even have an experiment at this point. He has an idea. He wants to learn a little bit about crickets. Well, the best way to do so is not to jump into an experiment right away. The best way to do so is to gather information about his problem, and that is cricket growth. And when you get that done, you can close your activity book, and you have the rest of class. I don't know how long that is. Of course, I'm not there. But I'm assuming it's probably between 10 to maybe 20 minutes. And take that 10 to 20 minutes and do your homework. So that way you don't have to do your homework at home. That's always a bummer, right? And number 2, study for your quiz tomorrow. As long as you don't get too crazy, I don't mind if you study with your friend. But of course, make sure you keep the classroom noise level down. I would quiz each other on particularly the front page of Activity 1B, and that is the crossword puzzle answers. If you know all those answers, and you kind of generally review that back page, you will do very successful on your quiz tomorrow. Okay? Well, I am going to be done my video because I don't want to look into the camera for the next 20 minutes or so. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be making a new video for you tomorrow.